Greetings. Today's video is going to be on the Kukishin Ryu Rokushaku Kamais and strikes. This is coming from the United States Ninpo Academy's curriculum from Hachi Kyu, which is our second test, yellow belt. It's going to be a combination of the kamais and some positions that you're going to need to know to train in Bojutsu. So this is from Hachi Kyu and it's Rokushaku. So this is a Rokushaku. It's basically a 6-foot staff, right? 6-foot staff. Basically, this was at one point in time a yari, which had a blade on the end, or a stabbing, piercing blade on the end of it. And the technique was that somehow or another the blade was cut off, and you were left with a 6-foot staff, and the opponent still had a sword, and you had to be able to defend yourself. That's basically how the 6-foot staff training was invented. Logically, no one would just pick up a stick and go into battle where there was going to be archers and swords and spears and halberd weapons and blades and kantos, and you were going to go in with just a blunt wooden stick. So this was at one point in time a yari that had been cut off, and the blade was missing, and you were still in a battle situation and you had to defend yourself. Some of the etiquette that you're going to need to know is basically how to bow the weapon in. There's a few different ways. If you're inside of a dojo, you're always going to face the kamidana, or the sacred part of the dojo. And you're going to put it in your hands like this, face the sacred area, small bow, and say, Onegaishimasu, please teach me. So that's how you do it. If you're outside training, you can face the east or you can face the sun, and you can bow in that way as well. With a partner, you can be in this position here, which we're going to go over later, which is going to be called Shizen no Kamai, and you can bow. Or in some cases, if the bow is in your left hand, you can step forward and raise the bow up, bring it around, put it into this position here, which is an etiquette Rei-Ho position, and then you can bow and say negation. In this position here, you could take some type of a kamai. So again, you have here, and then you have the Shizen position. Kamai number 1 is Jodan no Kamai. Jodan no Kamai. To take Jodan no Kamai, you have 3 even sections. 3 even sections. Both your palms are down, and then the bow is going to be brought up at a 45-degree angle. Next is Chudan no Kamai. Again, same 3 even sections. This time the bow is basically brought up underneath of the arm. The elbow is down. Next is Gedan no Kamai. For Gedan no Kamai, there's 2 ways to do it. The first way is having the bow facing down towards your opponent's front foot. That's number 1. The second way is bringing it backwards behind you, which is sometimes called Gyaku Gedan no Kamai, which is here behind you. Forward. Next is Ichimonji no Kamai. For Ichimonji no Kamai, like Chudan, drops straight down. Again, 3 even sections facing this direction here. That is Ichimonji no Kamai. Next is Hira Ichimonji no Kamai. Hira basically means flat. The staff is going to be, again, in 3 even sections. The bow is going to be about 1 fist away from your body. Knees bent, shoulders down, and relaxed. Hira Ichimonji no Kamai. Next is Ihan no Kamae. Ihan no Kamae is similar to Joda no Kamae. Joda no Kamae is here. Ihan no Kamae is the bow is on an angle and it's more alive. And you're giving your head as a target. Rather than being in line, it's slightly on an angle. And it's here. It's very much a transitional type of a kamae across the body. Ihan no Kamae. Next is Seigan no Kamae. Normally, once you bow, Seigan is the first kamae that you should take. Basically bringing it here. Seigan. The elbow is brought in tight. You have a decent grip with your front hand. Elbow is in. Back hand's pinned to your body. Seigan. Next is Tenchi no Kamae. 3 even sections with the staff. The right hand is going to open. And you're going to step back. Same position that it was in for all of the kamaes. It's going to turn over and step back. Your right hand is going to pinch, basically with the meat of the pinky and the thumb. It's going to basically be able to hold the bow with one hand. This hand is parallel to the ground, and the bow is in line with the temple, here. Next is Kihon no Kamae. 3 even sections again. This time as you step back, bring the bow behind you. Bring the bow behind you. Keep it level. Bring it behind you. Try to keep your body erect and the bow with no angle on it if possible. From maybe here, Ichimonji, bringing it straight back around you. Kihon no Kamae. Those are the main kamae of Kukishin Ryu. But there's 2 other positions that I'd like to get everyone aware of. The next one is called Kage no Kamae. Kage no Kamae, the bow is basically going behind your back. Here. There's a lot of techniques in Bojutsu to where the staff comes around a strike and ends up behind your back. This position here. To come around to strike. Around your back. Here. So this position here is called Kage no Kamae. And it can be a position that you can take right away, or it's a transitional period. The other kamae that's not in the Ruha but is important is Shizen no Kamae. It's basically putting the staff along your body, your right hand parallel, so no angle, parallel to the ground. The other hand is always here. It's a normal down position, but it also can be a fighting position. Shizen no Kamae. These are the strikes of Kukishin Ryu. There's 10 total. 2 to the head, 2 to the ribs, 2 to each knee, 2 to the top of the head, right side and left side, and 2 to the groin, right side and left side. And they're done in a pattern that looks like this. Starting in here, Ichimonji no Kamae, again, striking Yoko Men to the right side and left side of the head. It's important that you ground at your hip when you strike. Keeping your elbow in, your hips down. From here, pull the bow back and strike to the other side. This is how you would strike to Yoko men, side strike, here, hitting, side strike, hitting, pulling, hitting, pulling, just going through each side, hitting, striking, here, next, wrist, the last one is to the knees. Hachi Kyu. The next one is ten-toe, top of the head. From here, Ichimonji, step the Yoko Ichimonji. Pull back, elbows in tight, strike, 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 strike. It's very important the bow comes center. It's almost like you bring it to the center, almost blocking behind it, and then move your hip out of the way and strike. Center, strike. Center, strike. Center, strike. Center, strike. And this is cutting down. You're pulling to your hip to power. Here, ha, pull, ha, pull, ha. Last is Geidanuchi, striking to the groin. Again here, Yoko Ichimonji. Center, up, center, up, center, up. So I turn, center, strike, center, strike. That's Geidanuchi. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my God. Not part of the curriculum in Yellow Belt, but still part of the United States Ninpo Academy and part of Kukishin Ryu Bojutsu, is an important process called Jodanuki. It's for being able to block when an attack is coming straight down for your head. The basics of Jodanuki is being able to start in any kamae, but for simplification, starting from here, Ichimonji no kamae. And there's a couple ways of doing it. The main process is stepping on an angle either 45 degrees forward, right and left, 45 degrees backwards, right or left, or actually coming parallel to the cut, right side or left side. The basics is coming 45 degrees forward as the attack comes. You're basically going to lift up with your left hand, and as you do that, you're going to slide it up. So as the foot moves forward, as I step forward, the hand and the arm are going to move forward. So it's going to move at the same time. And I'm going to rise it up. My right hand is going to be positioned on top of my head pretty much, one fist higher than my head, but directly above my head. Combined, it's here. And like Tenshi no Kamae, where I'm pinching in with my hand, I'm going to do the same thing here, so this blade surface has a smooth surface. So when the weapon hits, it actually slides down. If my fingers were closed, they would be cut off if it was a weapon that had some type of a blade or even if it was a staff on staff, or an end of a naginato or a yari, as that wood came down, it could damage my fingers. So I want to try to hold the bow as strongly as possible, so I can actually hold it upside down, but I want to be able to have it where there's still a space. And the main culprit you have to watch is your thumb and your pinky, just making sure there's smoothness to go down on them. So again, I'm stepping 45 degrees, lifting and blocking, and looking at the opponent's eyes. Here. Going to my left side, as my left moves forward, my left is going to come here. I'm going to be in that same position on a 45-degree angle. If the attack is coming very forcefully, sometimes I'll have to step backwards with the right foot. So if it was coming very quickly, I'm going to step backwards and have that same block. Again, this one here is still one fist above my head, dead center over top my head. I don't want to have it where my head is exposed or I'm off on an angle. I want to make sure I'm lifting that right above my head. No matter what side I go to, I'm above my head directly on the center. So if you see from the side here, it's actually right above the center of my head. So you have stepping backwards to the left. So we have forward, forward, stepping backwards, stepping backwards. Generally there's hundreds of strikes after that, but the more common ones are once you block to be able to strike down immediately with the high end. If I'm stepping backwards and I'm blocking, it's the same thing here. I can immediately turn this into a strike. So it's not just a stagnant movement. This is a movement that's very much alive. As I turn, these strikes are going to happen. So begin to move freely with this block. It's coming in low. Sometimes you can block here quickly to be able to move over top. But generally this is for someone striking down with Daijudon or striking down with the butt weapon. You're moving off the block, strike, counter. So that's Jodan Uke.